Hey, folks, welcome to Verified Investing's Trade Setups in Action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist and Master Trader here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Today's date is Thursday, October 31st. Happy Halloween 2019. Well, folks, the markets are having a nice little sell-off today, down 0.5%. And this is key, folks, because I believe the signals are all pointing today to a major pivot top in the markets. And I don't mind going on record with that statement. I am fully versed and aware of what the charts are telling me, and I'm going to lay it out right in front of you so you know every single thing I do. All right, so let's talk about it. So first off, we all know that markets generally bottom and top on major news. Usually they bottom on horrendous news. It's like the worst news ever, and somehow that's the final flush. In this situation with a top, it would be great news. Well, guess what? Yesterday, the Federal Reserve basically told us we're never going to have higher interest rates than we do now. Even if there's a trade deal, interest rates won't go up. So basically, interest rates will be here or go lower in the future. That's positive for the markets. We saw the S&P here rally yesterday afternoon to the upside, making a new all-time high. On the other side of the coin, too, you had earnings from Facebook and Apple, both very solid quarters, both stocks ripping after hours yesterday. Yet the markets today did not open higher. They opened flat and they sold heavily. Now you can see very clearly here. Look at this hard sell-off. This is a case in point about institutions jumping on the heavier volume to unload positions. All right, so what I've said here now for weeks, if not months, is that the volume's so light. We've seen the lightest volume over the past couple weeks since 2007. And in this situation, it is so light that the institutions during a normal light volume day, they can't sell. They want to sell. They have huge positions, hundreds of billions of dollars. All of these institutions have huge positions long the market. They've accumulated them for 12 years. They can't sell them. All right, so when volume gets a little heavier, they do unload some of it, although they can't unload much, and that's when you get these sell-offs like this. Very clear, concise, sharp sell-off. Look at the volume increase right here. And today, in all fairness, we've almost done 35 million, and it's only 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Last week, we had multiple days last week. We didn't even do 30 million, or we just did just above 30 million. So we've already done more volume today alone than many days last week. Now, by the way, 35 million today is not even heavy volume at all. That's still ridiculously light, but at least it's a little bit better, and the institutions are showing their hand by jumping out and selling when they can sell a little bit. All right, now they can only unload a little bit today, but at least they could do something without crashing the markets. Remember, when the volume's that light, if they want to sell, and they do sell, and they sell any sort of size, they'll crash the market. So they can't do it. They don't want to do that, obviously. They don't want the ire of, the government on top of them or anything like that. They don't want to be blamed as the fat finger trader that unloaded, right? So in any case, that's a key point. Markets top on great news. We got about as good a news from the Fed yesterday as we could. We got Facebook and Apple earnings. Boom, markets go down. What's going on there? In addition, on a technical basis, okay, the charts on the daily chart here of the S&P 500. Look at this. We hit and ran into this trend line. All right, this is an important trend line. Going back here, here's the last all-time high. Here's the one after that. Here's the one after that, the one after that. And then today, what did we do in the last few days? Right into that level right there. That's major. In addition, watch this trend line. Pivot high right here. If we close below this trend line, that's an even more bearish sign. It would mean a failed breakout. And for those of you that have followed me and followed my partner here at In the Money Stocks for years now, you know that a failed breakout means a major move to the downside is on the verge. Lastly, I have to point this out, folks. I told members days ago, I talked about it yesterday, October 31st has nothing to do with Halloween, but it is a cycle date. And this, again, you can't help but wonder, great news from the Fed, great news from earnings. Going into the cycle on October 31st, 2019, why are the markets trading down? Could it be the cycle? It very possibly could. So these are all very intriguing things here, folks, that should be monitored very, very closely. And I want you to be privy to it. I want you guys to be with members here, which now have got a nice hardcore core position short on the market, and we're looking for a move down here over the next weeks to months, maybe even over the next year. This could be the beginning of the bigger one. If I zoom out, you can see, look at every time you tag this trend line, what happens? Huge sell-off, major, massive sell-off. Here we didn't quite get there. A little sell off, sell off, sell off, and we're right into there again. History dictates the future, folks, and sure enough, very likely we'll get that. So that's what I wanted to get across to you guys today. This is really hardcore. I mean, this is analysis that I give the institutions I consult with. I wanted to give it to you guys today because I do want you guys to be aware of these major cycles. Like if this is the highest pivot point for the next 5 years, I want you guys to have gotten that information. I honestly would feel guilty if I didn't put it out there for the average investor. And therefore, again, that's why I wanted to release this. So here it is, folks. Come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Join the verified investing alerts. That's where you're going to get live alerts. As I take them, I put out the alerts with exact entry, exit prices, target stops, real time. Alerts are sent via text message and email. You get that information. You can act with me, basically right in unison with me. Options, the verified options alerts as well. You guys can look at the track records on those pages, by the way. They're fantastic. But again, verified options alerts, knocking it out of the park this year. We just took another 25% winner on BAC puts today. That was just an awesome home run on those pulling back, the financial stocks pulling back. But you can join there as well if you want live trades on options. It's here for the taking, and I'm here to help you make money. Have a great one, guys. Come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com.